Hey, before we get into this video, let me ask you something. Are you open-minded? You better be, because today we are going to talk about a Yuri manga. For those who don't know, Yuri is basically manga or anime that focuses on romantic relationships among women. And no, it's not just some girl-on-girl action for you gooners out there. It's a whole genre with incredible depth and complex emotions. And with only 45 chapters, Blue Into You is one of the most thoughtful exploration of self-discovery I have read in a while. If you've ever felt like you're playing a role in your own life, if you have ever struggled to really understand who you are underneath all the expectations, this manga is gonna hit you right in the feels. The story basically follows Yu Koito entering high school, hoping to finally experience the romantic feeling she has read about in shoujo manga. But when a boy actually confesses to her, she feels nothing and is left wondering maybe there's something wrong with her. And then we have Toko Nanami's student council president, perfect student, beautiful, composed, but completely empty inside. She has built her personality around what others expect her to be and constantly comparing herself to her dead sister. Bloom Into You understands the anxiety of holding up this perfect image that if people saw the real you, they'd be disappointed. And when I first started reading this manga, I was convinced that Yu is asexual and aromantic. Textbook definition. She literally says she doesn't feel any romantic attraction, she is confused about romance tropes, and she feels nothing when people confess to her. But as the story progresses, Yu starts to realize that maybe she is not aromantic after all. She just feels romantic relationships and attractions differently than what the mangas and society told her she should feel. There is no instant doki doki. Her feelings for Nanami develop gradually until she realizes they have been there all along. And what's brilliant about this is that the manga doesn't really invalidate aromantic and asexual identities in the process. Because right there, alongside Yu's journey of self-discovery, we have Maki Seiji. By the way, side note, I find this really funny that there are 3 characters in this manga who share the same name, not the full name, but some part of their name. It's 3 characters in Jujutsu Kaisen. We have Nanami, Suguru, and Maki. This is so funny to me. I don't know why. Anyway, we were talking about Maki Seiji, a perfect Aroist representation. He explicitly says he has no interest in romance or physical intimacy. He observes relationships from outside, almost studying them. And the manga never really treats this as something that needs to be fixed or a phase that he will grow out of. There is this amazing scene where Maki basically says, I'm not interested in experiencing love, I just like watching others fall in love. And the manga treats that as a very valid way to exist. There is no tragic backstory explaining why he's broken or some last-minute character who cures him with the power of love. He just is Arois, and that's that. There's also this amazingly written school play arc where the play is about this girl who had memory loss after an accident, and she relies on others' definition of her to once again be her old self. But the more people she talks to, the more she realizes everyone has very different definition of her old self. Initially, the end was written as the girl chooses to believe her lover and decides to be the person the lover knew all along. But Yu and Kiyomi, the writer of the play, start questioning the ending and finally decide on that the girl doesn't really need to choose who to become. Her, after the accident, is the person she is, and she can just be herself. The play becomes this perfect mirror that reflects Nanami's internal struggle of choosing who to be. She gets to see her own story played out, but with a different ending. The girl chooses herself, her own identity, over becoming someone else's replacement. And that is why Bloom Into You stands out, because it's not just some will they, won't they get together. It's about each character finding the courage to be authentic, to accept themselves as they are, flaws and all. My favorite character in the entire manga is actually Nanami's best friend Sayaka, who secretly has a crush on her, and you see her throughout the entire manga gaining the confidence to finally tell Nanami how she feels. Sayaka understands Nanami in a way that feels so deep and meaningful, she sees through her perfect facade and still loves her. I actually ship Nanami more with Sayaka than with Yu, because there is this maturity to Sayaka's love for her. She is supportive in her own way, and her journey of accepting her feelings and then letting go is just as important as the main romance. And in the end, even Sayaka finds her own form of closure. She accepts her feelings, expresses them honestly, and then makes the mature decision to move on than clinging on to something that can't be. Bloom Into You reminds you that you are allowed to be yourself. Finding yourself is messy and painful, but ultimately it's worth it. And that there are countless ways to experience love and attraction, or to not experience them at all, like Maki. And they're all valid. There is no one right way to be. There is no one single narrative we all have to follow. So if you haven't read it, please pick it up. It's not just a lesbian romance, though it is that too, but it's about being comfortable in your own skin. That's it for now. What other anime or manga should I talk about next? Let me know in the comments. And till then, bye bye. See ya.